So, fun fact, this is also how you will make like those little granny squares. This is just one big granny square, by the way. Like I'm just going around a gazillion times to make it more of a sleeve. And like I said, I don't know if it's gonna work because I gotta put it together, but but I'm gonna figure it out. I believe I'm just gonna stitch the sides to connect it, and I don't really know what to do with the bottom part to make it more sleeve like, but I'm gonna figure that out next. First thing first is getting it done. It's yarn, it's forgiving. So now we're gonna have to make a little ring, right? Because we gotta make this. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, how are we gonna do that? We're gonna have to put our hook through this first V. Now, if you cannot do it, you just can use your like fingernail to squeeze it through there. And as you can see, it is through that first V. So it looks like this. This is where we started, this is where we ended, and it's a hole in between. Now, what I have to do, I'm going to keep up with this hole. I'm going to now pull, oops, I made it too loose. I'm going to now pull this yarn through both of these. So I'm going to do the same thing that wrap around, and I'm going to twist it a little bit so that it can get through both, like so. And there we go. Now, hold on. You want to make sure that you don't lose your hole, like the right hole. Okay, so that's the one we went through. And this is the hole that we need. Because you don't want to go through the other one. You want to go through the actual hole. So that's what it looks like from the top. And then I'm going to wrap around again. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 3. And now we're going to do a double crochet. Find that hole again. This is why I like to start with beginner yarn. All right, so this is the hole right here, because it's easier to kind of see, and it's forgiving because it's not all fluffy and stuff when you trying to figure something out. So I'm putting the yarn around again. I'm going through that hole, and I'm going to grab this yarn again. Now I have 3 yarns on the top of my hook. Now I'm going to take this yarn and I'm going to pull through 2 because we're doing a double crochet. Now I have 2 yarns on my hook. I'm going to grab that yarn again and yarn over and pull through 2. Now we have 2 double crochets basically, and we're going to go again. So this time, make sure you wrap your yarn around first because that's going to create the 3. And then you see your hole is bigger now, so now we can see. But that's why I say trust the process. I'm going to go through that hole again, and then I'm going to turn my hook so that I can grab this yarn again. Pull it through. And now we have 3. Go through 2. Go through 2. This is going to be your first this. Now, how do we get this space so it looks more like that? you're just going to chain one. So wrap your yarn around, turn it, and pull it through that hole. Bingo, you did it. Now we're going to do the same thing again. Yarn over, go through the big hole, pull it through, go through two, go through two. Whoops. Yarn over, go through two, go through that, and then do it again. And you're going to do it 3 times. And if you like me and you be losing count, because that's what we do, we just need to stop for a second and count. And the more you do these, you're going to start to see. So we do have 3. This is 1, as you see that little space. So that's 1 little line or double crochet. That's the second one, and that's the third one. So that means we need to do another chain to make a corner, basically. And then whoop, that tighter. And then I'm going to do it again. One, two, three. So we have 3 because we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but we need 4. So I'm going to do another set of 3. So now I have my other set of 3, and you'll start to like notice it. But what I'll try to do when I'm editing is put like little lines so you can see. But let me do one more chain, and then I'm going to go through. Actually, no, I'm not going through. I'm going underneath that very first one we started with, which is that original one. And then I'm just going to do the same thing and pull it through. And now I have, 2 yarn, well, technically 3. Okay, so I have 2, then I'm going to go over. Now I have 3. I'm going to pull this first one through the 2. So 1 and 2. Now, if you were switching colors, you would literally cut right here and then pull through, but I don't ever cut my beginner yarn, so I'm not going to do that. But this is how you do your magic ring so we can get here. Now I am going to switch to the real one that we're going to use so that we can like really see what we're doing. And then if you ever want to like tighten it, you just use the little tail, and then you can cut that or like weave it in, but now it's a smaller hole there. And that's what we're doing. Now, like I said, it doesn't look much, but we're going to switch yarn so you can actually see what it can be. So we're going to unravel all of this because like I said, I always practice with my beginner yarn first. That's just a me thing. You could skip that step technically because I'm walking you through it, but for me, I be needing to start with that beginner yarn. And I got this off of Amazon, I believe. Try to find the link. But yeah, or you could just type in like beginner yarn, great for beginners, and Heejin and see what comes up. But you can get whatever color you want. That's that. All right. This was 11 minutes. Goodness gracious. All right, we're going to do the real thing. So go to the next video, y'all.